Yo, Smatmcuks on Laaqwmays, Smatmcuks nu weekske LT domi nu ushti stam. I'm going to tell you something. My name's Joel Nelson. These are all things that you know. So let's get into something that you possibly do not know. And that is the New Hulk origin, or the origin of the word Kusyut. I'm going to tickle at the subject. I'm not going to quite, touch it, because that sounds a little bit perverted. But, tickling's a little bit, Anyways, let's get straight into it. The sun is the life force of Earth, sustaining us and allowing us to live in this solar system. And our people knew that. Not just our people, but in almost any ancient civilization that isn't the Greeks, because they're a little bit funny and backwards anyway, is the most powerful, the most... I guess that's, who of the bunch of the gods of your creators is always associated with sun. In Egypt, it is Ra, the sun god. In, I wish I had more examples. I can't think of any right now, though. Yeah, the sun is usually the most powerful because it is the most powerful thing within our solar system. And again, our people knew that, other people knew that. The creator was very closely linked with the sun. Again, because the creator is our, most powerful of the pantheon, of the legion of gods, or whatever you want to call them. And then the sun being the most powerful source of energy that we've ever known, that this universe has ever known. And, sometimes he wore it as a cloak. Other times he wore it as a canoe. My understanding that it was not one of these things, but all of these things at once. A lot like how, if this video is out when I think it's going to be, you might not have seen the interview yet, but your mother is often the first Swiss Army knife that you ever meet, because she's not classically trained in anything, but she'll sew your pants for you. She'll cook you dinner from scratch. She'll make you a Halloween costume with nothing but duct tape and clothes hangers. Mothers are very resourceful. Mothers get S-word done. You know what I mean? Rain or shine. This, again, maybe in, but my mother is something like that. And it's just, she's my mother. But that also means she's my therapist. She's my nurse. She's my financial aid. She's, my bodyguard. Like everything that I need out of this life, I can look for in my mother, and my grandmothers, and my aunties, and so on and so forth. But saying all that to say this, that the sun is the sun, but it is also many, 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 many other things. And so, in the beginning, the world creator, he had kept the sun hidden. And it was out of a selfish, in my opinion, very selfish need to feel important. And that is not shaming creator, because sometimes we all need to feel a little bit important, but we shouldn't do it at the expense of others. Like, I should probably just shut up there, because I feel like I'm getting a little bit political. Just super quick. Someone asked me about like a New Hulk word on the weekend, and I went on like a 20-minute tirade about like just how I feel about that specific word, which who knows, might make a good YouTube video. Not going to do it today though. And just trying to contextualize how worked up I can get sometimes, and just how I can spread a very small thing into a very big thing. The creator kept the sun hidden, and the four carpenters created Raven, whom then freed the light, thus starting civilization as we know it. That almost, it's the end of the world as we know it. Freed the light, thus starting civilization as... No, sorry, that's gonna get cut. Shortly after, these four carpenters made a bridge for the creator to ride the sun. as his canoe. See, again, full circle, everything is everything. To spread warmth throughout the earth. This was done in such haste. So let me say that sentence again so that we can get the full context. Contact. I was trying to think. So, 4 carpenters created Raven, whom then freed the light, thus creating civilization as we know it. Shortly after, these 4 carpenters then, being the carpenters, being the makers, made a bridge for the creator to ride the sun as his canoe, to spread warmth throughout the entire earth. And this bridge was built with such haste that it was not properly constructed. Not long had collapsed, and now what we call the falling of the sky, not Chicken Little style. This is where the names that have the root of the word world or sun in it, son, come from. They were given as gifts for their mistakes. Creator now has a sturdy bridge in which he can ride his canoe, but the bridge is 365 days long, meaning that's how long it is to go from one end to the other. And then, thusly, it is 4 seasons wide. So when he is on the far side, that is when continents such as Asia and Australia then experience what we would call summer, and thusly we experience what they would call winter. And so Creator has 3 consultants that help him decide the upcoming year, and in the days before Creator makes it back to heaven, all the berries, fish, and supernatural creatures go up into heaven to greet him in a feast and potlatch such as we do. That is in fact where we got our inspiration for the potlatch, I believe. I could be wrong. There could be different stories for it. You know, that's the other thing, is that just because I'm like a smart or reputable source, and I don't even believe any of those words myself, but don't ever feel afraid to challenge me. Just do it in a respectful way. That's just all I try to ask, is don't be a butthole about it. There are ways to address things that you don't agree without being negative, and I think that's a skill that we as a nation need to start picking up on a bit more. But what I was saying is that I am not going to pretend like I know everything, even though sometimes I will, and this is not the place for that. So yeah, if I got something wrong, just talk to me, tell me, but do it in a respectful way. Anyways, Kukmanu, Kiksi Nu Melagooks, and salutations from a top 3 salmon belly.